Hey, this is Notser, and this is a Tirpitz game. Now, it's not a impressive Tirpitz game. This Tirpitz game was played the second after I read the patch notes for 0.6.4 because I'm so excited. Now, what do they do to the Tirpitz specifically in 0.6.4? It's going to get improved secondary gun range. It's going to go up from like 4.5 to 7 by default. Now, 7. Why do you have secondaries that are 6.8? Because I've spent the modules, the advanced firing training skill, and the signal flag to get it out to, I think, 6.8, yeah. In the patch, this will allow it to equal the max range of all secondaries. So, Bismarck, Friedrich der Große, Große Kur first, you've got the Yamato, the Izumo. Am I missing anyone else who can get out to this 10.6 kilometer range? Either way, it's great. It is a fantastic surprise buff. I had no idea this was coming, and many of you probably don't. That's why I make this video like this. The Tirpitz is getting better secondaries, and my build will be validated even more. The last, I think, 2 Tirpitz games, I've been a secondary build. You know, you got torpedoes, you might as well use them. Get in range to use the torpedoes. Oh, the secondaries are right there with it. There you go, right? Well, now that you have basically the same secondaries as a Bismarck, you've got a little bit more choice. Do I go into torpedo range, or do I stay in my secondary range? Do I get a little bit further out and be outside of both? I love that. Do you love that? This is the thing that is probably, well, I don't know how far many people like to go, or, you know, maybe everyone would prefer absolute choice, but their environment, their, you know, the government or whatever, all these different factors into it. You could choose to be in secondary range, choose to be outside of, choose to be in torpedo range. I would prefer to have the choice. I don't really like the idea that even in a video game, they're telling me exactly how I need to play by basically just limiting all factors. I hate that particular aspect of it. There's not really going to be a right play style. Whether you use your torpedoes actively, whether you always aggressively push into torpedo range, whether you stay at your 10.6 or just inside so the secondaries are going off, I like that. It's going to add some diversity to even the Tirpitz play that I see. Some people are going to be really comfortable using the torpedoes. Some people will not. Some people will act like they don't exist. And that is one aspect that I will be sad to see if people go that route. But I'm not going to tell them how to play. You know, if they feel like, yeah, I just want a premium Bismarck, more power to you. You basically get a premium Bismarck. The only thing you're giving up for the torpedoes is hydroacoustic, and that is important when going up against someone that does have torpedoes. However, that is not important when going up against battleships, and it is always a pleasure to see the secondary guns just go ham on a battleship. Oh, it's so much fun. So yeah, I like this route. You could choose not to even improve your secondaries one little bit. So the base secondary range is basically the same as your torpedo range, what it would be right now. For all intents and purposes, this is what the base gameplay will look like for the Tirpitz. Honestly, I didn't really think about it like that. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is what the Tirpitz will look like in 0.6.4. Now, obviously, I have manual secondary, and I have advanced firing training. I have the secondary build all going in, and this is the max range I can get. But having your range very close to your torpedoes, it does allow you to decide, oh yeah, I'll get my secondaries manual. Maybe some people will go manual secondary, no advanced firing training. I think you're crazy, because advanced firing training helps your AA range as well, and clearly battleships are the target of desire for anti-air, you know, the aircraft. Clearly they want to kill me. But I'm not going to judge your journey. You can do whatever you want. It's your ship. Enjoy your time playing the game. Time is the most important currency we have. If you don't enjoy your time with something, don't play it. but it's nice to have that additional buff that it's a very big surprise to me. I was ready to use the French cruisers. I was ready to be very meh on the subject. I am very excited to shoot all the French cruisers. I can't wait to shoot all of you. I hope you know I'm teasing. It's going to be so much fun to find that people are going to have to deal with the same low armor scenario as I did. And I actually know where their weaknesses are. This is the thing that, honestly, I think a lot of people just overlook. So when radiolocation first appeared on the public test server, it appeared with a Russian icon, in complete Russian. You could not read it unless you read Russian. And nobody's going to know what that icon is for. They have to go and look what it means. And for the first week, it was pretty bad. Just the level of play related to that particular skill. And people lost their minds. This is the end of the game. This skill breaks the game. I'm gonna leave that in, obviously, for your enjoyment. This skill breaks the game. No, it doesn't. You are literally critiquing a skill that has no information on it, is confusing as hell for people who have it. You know, what is that? Was that icon? I don't know what that icon is. It's a white icon with some Russian under it. You know, what the hell does that mean? So, are people going to overreact? Are they going to feel like, oh man, this is not good? The French cruisers, oh, they're really good. You know, they're extremely powerful. And then after a week or two, people will get comfortable with their armor layout and shooting them. It's going to be so easy to shoot them. It's going to be so... They're going to be a loot pinata. Battleships, focus the French. Focus the French, battleships. But for a while, people are just not going to know how to deal with it. And then they will. And then all of a sudden, oh no, I don't know that we can deal with this. Yeah, that's my prediction. Their prediction is the prediction of low armored. People aren't going to appreciate how much they really have to maneuver to be successful. It's gonna be a challenging, very challenging ship to use, line to use. But you know what? That's part of the game. Enjoying it, finding maybe there's going to be some crazy adjustment that the community makes as a whole that will bring them online. I don't know. I can't predict that. I won't predict that. We see how effective radiolocation is. Not at all. It's a complete waste of a skill. Because people learned, oh, that's because they can see me on radiolocation. I should be more or less prepared that someone is closest to me than anyone else on my team. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, if you draw a line straight from my ship to all the enemy ships, there is someone in this section of the map, because if he was, you know, on the other side of this enemy ship, maybe it's a battleship, then clearly the battleship would be it would not be the case. Or if he's closer to one of my teammates, it would not be the case that I would be the one detected. Right? So there's only a very specific part of the map that he could be located in, and his teammates sort of give that away. Now, interestingly, I don't know if you caught on to it, but I was using some detective work detecting this enemy destroyer. And what did I do? I checked my main detectability range of 14.3. I was not detected. When I fired my gun, I was detected. Okay? Now, there were some torpedoes that came towards some friendlies, and initially they were suggesting a closer section. But I knew it wasn't that section. You saw the fighter go over to that section and check it out, and I said, no, I am still not detected. You need to go out further. And it's about a section and a half worth of distance between the detectability when firing my gun and the detectability when not firing my gun. And when you put two and two together, he has to be sitting somewhere in that section of the map. And he was exactly where we thought he was after the friendly and myself shared information. Now, that's completely, that was a huge aside to what I was talking about, but I want you to know you can do those same tactics to figure out where a target is. Now, is it relevant to the win? No. This game was over long ago, but it's a skill worth knowing, and would you like to know more? That's the sort of Starship Troopers thing. Boy, and that's a movie from back in the day. It had so much goofy cheesiness. Either way, I'm excited to see the Tirpitz in 0.6.4. There will be a video on it at some point. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.